Hey guys, it's Rally here and welcome to episode 22 of Let's FIFA 18, and we finally reached the episode where we'll be playing our very first weekend league matches. So we'll have 5 games in this episode and we'll be rocking with 2 different teams, our Serie A squad, which we had sort of from the beginning of our journey, and then of course the team we built in the beginning of the week, our hybrid team, sort of La Liga, Premier League and Bundesliga. And we've got Griezmann as our striker for the first 4 matches with this team, and then we'll have to let him go. And I think I've decided upon that I will move Martial up as a striker and then Son as the left forward, and then replace the spot that Son leaves open in the midfield with most likely Christian Eriksen. That is what I'm thinking. I could go with Dele Alli as well, and he can do the El Tornado, which is really, really awesome. But I think for just like wanting to win matches and get the most out of my games, I think Eriksen will be a better player, as well as him being Danish just as myself is like one of the cards I really want to pick up on the game. So I think that might be a player I'm considering picking up once we can no longer play with Griezmann on the top. Anyways, we're into the first match and we're up against a 3 at the back. A formation I wouldn't play with myself. Defending is somewhat more difficult this year, and playing with a 3 at the back I think can be quite risky. And we get a very good start to the game. We play 2 minutes. We go up 1-0, and Son here, a little ball roll in behind Sterling. He'll use the Giovinco turn to find some space in the middle, and in the end some combination play here to find Griezmann on through, and we go up 2-0. So a very, very good start to our first match in the weekend league. And here, a lot of space, but I couldn't really get enough power on the pass to Martial, so I had to stop up play so you can find some space. And as you can see, my opponent, he started sliding in quite a bit. And in the end, it's Griezmann with a lovely roulette around the slide tackle in the box. We score, and my opponent requesting the pause. You can probably guess what happened at this stage. So we lost connection to our opponent. He decided to rage quit, and we get our very first win in the weekend league. So a good start overall, and only 39 matches left to go, and I will not reach that amount of games. I don't know how many I'll play in this weekend league, maybe around 15. I think that might be what I'll go for, and then see how many wins I can get in. I feel like, for me at least, 40 games is a lot on the weekend, and maybe as I get more used to playing the weekend league, I'll be able to manage my time and figure out how to get a lot of matches in. But I have pretty busy weekdays, and when it's the weekend, I have my time off, and of course I can play FIFA, but I also want to do other stuff during the weekend. So maybe with some time management we'll get more and more games in. But I think for this first weekend league, I'll just play like a handful of games, see how well it goes, and then see if I get some good rewards, and then see if we can improve on our team from there. Anyways, we jump into another game. We'll continue with the same squad. We'll be playing each team for 2 matches, as I usually do, in order to sort of keep the fitness up. And then we'll sort of alternate between the teams. And our next opponent was rocking with a 4-3-3 team. And he got Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, and Rakitic in the midfield. So not really a defensive mid in the midfield, but still a very, very strong team nonetheless. And this was going to be an interesting game. We start off with Paulinho up to Martial, and he finds Dembele on through, but the through ball a little bit too close to the keeper. So I got a corner, and apparently I've started scoring quite a few corner goals. I did not do that at all in the beginning, but here we find a lot of space with Martial. Header past the keeper. We are up 1-0. So again, an early lead, looking pretty good. And here Ousmane Dembele on the ball in the 30th minute, beating the defender lovely there, passing into Griezmann. Griezmann on to Son. Son, he finds Martial. Look at that Cruyff turn past the slide tackle. Martial with his second goal. All looking good. But then a certain Dane is showed up, and look at that heel pass on through to Eriksen, and I just couldn't catch him. And that was 2-1 in the 37th minute, and just before halftime, we get hit once again. Eriksen with a good run forward. I just couldn't accelerate quick enough to get his second goal of the game, and it was all even at half time. So we go into the second half, and who would have thought I'd score another corner, and Martial with his hat-trick, and that was the game-winning goal. And these videos where I play in the FUT Champions, I'm just keeping it to the goals only, just because it would take a long time to edit all the chances in, and I think it's better just to keep it to the goals, and then we have a bunch more games than per usual, most likely in these episodes. Anyways, we got our second win from 2 matches, so looking pretty good. looking pretty good, and it was time to switch team. At this stage, I didn't really want to switch team because I was definitely feeling our little hybrid team, the front trio playing very well together, and I felt we're doing pretty well with it, but eventually, of course, we'd have to switch on to the Serie A side. And I've seen now that Perisic got a cam card. He got that Scream card. I really want to pick it up. I think it's close to 200,000 coins, 170,000 coins, something like that. But it's such a nice card. I'd love to pick him up and have him on full chemistry. Anyways, our third opponent, what a team that was. Icon and player of the month and all that kind of stuff. And you start off with Gabriel Jesus just before halftime to make it 1-0. And this was definitely the toughest game I played so far. Very difficult to play against this guy. But we'll get some stuff going here with Costa into Cuadrado. Cuadrado turns to the defender, finds Perisic. And that was 1-1. And it actually wouldn't take too long before we create another big opportunity. Costa here, Cuadrado, Zielinski forward to Gomez. And there we have Costa on through. And he will finesse that around the keeper and make it 2-1. Which would be the end result of the match. And it definitely played better in the second half. And what I usually do is that at halftime, if I'm struggling, I change into the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation. And it often helps. If the 4-3-2-1 is not cutting it, I change the formation, and yeah, it is quite good. I do think I prefer the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow more. But in order to get chemistry on my players, I always go with the 4-3-2-1 formation because, well, I like the wingers, I like the skillers, and of course, I like to have them in my squads. Anyways, into the fourth match of Foot Champions, and he had that Perisic card in on the center forward spot. A very nice Serie A squad, to be fair. The midfield extremely strong, and not much happened in this match. We went into extra time before there was a goal, and there was a substitute in Martinez. I couldn't catch up with him, and I was trying to cover the pass to start off with, but he kept wiggling, and in the end, when I finally switched away from the player in the middle, he passed it in, he scored, and made it 1-0, and I thought, this is going to be my first loss of Foot Champions. But who would have thought another corner, and how lucky is this goal? Is ridiculous. I don't even think the shot was going on target. But 1-1 it was. And in extra time, I guess both of us made some substitutions. I'd gotten Dembele on, and he was just rapid at this stage, as other players didn't really have stamina. And in the end, he would find Zielinski, who'd score the winner for me and make it 2-1. I found myself a bit lucky to get away with the win in this one, but of course happy with it. Unbeaten after 4 matches, and we just need to win one more game if we want to get it ranked, and I guess get some rewards in the upcoming week. 4 wins out of 4. Pretty good start. I think last year I always tend to drop matches at this stage, or I lose some games. And I didn't play much of the weekend league last year, but when I did, I always found that once you ended up losing, you got like frustrated and you got into a bad streak. And if you're on a winning streak, generally you do pretty all right. I guess it's a lot of mental. There's a lot of mental things going into playing the weekend league as well, and I suppose those guys who are pro, they're really, really good at those things. But I know myself, when stuff goes against me, I have to stop playing, else I just keep losing matches. Anyways, next opponent, very nice looking team. Icon, Shevchenko, and just good players all around. And he paused the game right from the start, or requested the pause. I think he was going to get Promise on the right wing and change the formation as well, something like that. Anyways, we start off in the 7th minute before the game is paused. Griezmann turns one player. Look at that panna, and what a lovely goal. That was just delightful. I think this was the... no, there's one more match left in Griezmann. So this was the second last match we're playing with him. And she's so good to play with. But my opponent getting a goal back here. Couldn't quite get him off the ball, unfortunately. And James on the weak foot there, making it 1-1. 22nd minute, some good combination play here, and Griezmann linking up with Ousmane Dembele, and would get another goal to make it 2-1 and go back into the lead. And we're not all done here in the first half. Martial plays it out to Semedo, and all of a sudden there was just a lot of space. His defender pushing forward. I ran past him into the box, and Martial with yet another goal. He's been scoring quite a few goals for me, and turning out to be a pretty good investment, I say, despite the expensive price. However, as we went into the second half, I gave him too much space. I was trying to cover a pass. Shevchenko got the shot in and made it 3-2. So I thought to myself, you know what, let's try the same thing. And Martial just rifles that one into the top corner to make it 4-2, but pretty much instantly after that, Promise on through here. I tried to cover the pass, but couldn't get in front of Shevchenko. and that was 4-3. But that was also how the game was going to end, and as you can see here, this was the formation we're playing with towards the end of the game, 4-1-2-1-2, Griezmann and Martial as the strikers, and then Dembele in behind, working quite well, at least in regards to getting goals. Anyways, we won our 5th match, and we got 5 wins out of 5, and we are now into Bronze 1. 3 more wins, and we reach the Silver stages, and that might be where I'm looking to end up at, somewhere in the Silver stages for this weekend league. Anyways, this is going to be the end, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.